Opening night, a close game between the Angels and the A's. Nothing new. 8 one-run games played between these two teams last year, and a one-run game to start this season. So now the Angels lineup brought to you by Theodore Robbins Ford, with Taylor Ward, Mike Trout, and Shohei Ohtani in the first 3 spots. Anthony Rendon is in the lineup today. Renfroe, Jake Lamb in his Angels debut plays first. Renifo plays second. Gio Urshela shortstop again. Logan O'Hoppe drove in the only Angels run in the opener against the A's on Thursday night. And Gooby, they will face a guy they really haven't seen a little bit in spring training, but here's Shintaro Fujinami's major league debut.
Yeah, Fujinami, he's got a power 4-seam fastball. We'll also throw a 2-seamer. It's going to be up there 90s. It will be 92, 97, but also a splitter, devastating splitter, slider, cutter, curveball. My go-tos to have success against him, because he can be wild, is make him throw strikes, get in that predictable fastball count, and beware of that below the zone splitter. It could be 92 miles an hour on a splitter. We saw that in spring training. He gets a lot of swing and misses with, especially when you chase it out of the zone.
So Fujinami, who certainly is very well known to Shohei Ohtani on the mound for the A's today. Took Fujinami a little bit longer to get here with the Hanshin Tigers during his time in the NPB. Well, he struggled with his control, as Gooby mentioned. One year had 7.5 walks per 9 innings. 4 walks per 9 innings in his career in Japan. So we'll see if he can get the ball over the plate today as we are underway in Oakland. And a called strike to Taylor Ward. One thing about Fujinami, he does throw hard. 98, can even dial it up to 100. Ward had a base hit and a stolen base in the opening game of the season on Thursday.
In my Hyundai key for the game today, going Greendale Bay Area band, hitching a ride, especially in a day game. The baseball will carry a lot more, and that power that Fujinami's going to provide as a hitter. It's that ride, get ball in the air, do some damage.
Plenty of green in the background here, especially with Mount Davis sitting atop of the Oakland Coliseum. Fujinami deliberate to home plate, as Taylor Ward sends one toward the left field corner, pretty deep down the line. It is a foul ball. Just barely missing the first home run by an Angel this year. Ward trying to slip that one in the left field corner.
Yeah, I thought he hit it hard enough and wouldn't get a chance to hook foul, but just at the very end it hooks foul. Good swing though.
A lot of power at the top of the order for the Angels, as Fujinami was hoping not to give up a bomb in his first major league at bat here.
That was a sweeper, a little flat one. Became hittable.
Ward swings and misses. Like the splitter there that stayed in the zone but had that sink to it. And Taylor Ward strikes out to start the game.
It's a 93-mile-an-hour splitter. A little harder than the Shohei Ohtani splitter, although Shohei was throwing 90 to 92 with his splitter just a couple days ago.
That gives Mike Trout his first look at Fujinami in a regular season game. And the Angels did see Fujinami in spring training, actually in a game where he was pitted against Ohtani in Mesa. As Trout fouls off the first pitch he sees from Fujinami.
Yeah, it doesn't swing at the first pitch a lot, Mike Trout, but when he does, it's usually pretty successful. And he was anticipating getting a fastball, and he got it.
One thing we noticed about Fujinami in that spring training game was how big he is. He's 6'6". The pitch at the bottom of the zone to get ahead of Trout. 0-2. So bad luck for Mike in the opening game. Hit the ball right on the button 3 times. Made 3 outs on balls he hit over 100 miles an hour. Our front door expert approach, certainly a good approach for Trout on opening night against the A's, as Deuri Ruiz robbed him of a base hit in the first inning with a diving play on a ball that was hit 108 miles an hour. It was the hardest of the 3 hard hit outs from Trout in that game on Thursday night. Trout swings and misses. Oh, that splitter came in at 95 as it sank out of sight. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the game for Fujinami.
Difficult one. This for going back to the go-tos. When that starts at the knees, it's going to be devastating to be able to make contact with it, because it's going to be low and out of the strike zone. But that's a hard splitter.
Well, maybe first looks for Ward and Trout against Fujinami. Certainly not the case here. Shohei Ohtani has seen Fujinami plenty. Interestingly, as Fujinami makes his Major League Baseball debut today, he made his NPB debut against Ohtani as well, and the Ham Fighters. That was roughly 10 years ago now. Ohtani comes up empty on that 95-mile-an-hour splitter. In that first game Fujinami ever pitched in Japan, Shohei had 2 doubles in that game after flying out in his first at bat. Ohtani puts it into play. Jesus Aguilar handles it, but an impressive first inning for Shintaro Fujinami. Here's how the Oakland A's line up against Patrick Sandoval in his season debut. A very impressive start for Esteuri Ruiz on Thursday night against the Angels. Made a great diving catch and started their 8th inning rally when Oakland scored twice to come back and win. Tony Kemp batting 8th today, but he had a big hit in that bottom of the 8th inning as well against the Angels. And now we'll get our first look this year at a guy who's really improved over the last couple of seasons, Patrick Sandoval.
Outstanding ERA last season, 2.91. Fastball is going to be 92-97. Has that great changeup, slider, and curveball.
Great second half last year. Looked excellent in the World Baseball Classic this year. Esteuri Ruiz swings at the first pitch from Sandoval and fouls it back. Good changeup, and that's really the bread and butter for Sandoval.
And it's a little bit slower one there. That arm action he creates on that is so good, so effective. Hitters reading fastball, changeup instead.
Another one, and he strikes out Esteuri Ruiz. So 1 batter faced, 1 strikeout for Patrick Sandoval.
What we've seen over the years with Sandoval, he's not afraid to go back-to-back or even back-to-back-to-back changeup that he gets to that point. That arm action fade down and away. This is the perfect spot, 0-2 with his changeup. Another strikeout, but it can't be out.
Aledmys Diaz, the batter. Good curveball to start him off with a strike. Cambio, changeup in Spanish.
Yes.
For those who might not be as bilingual as you. Right back up the middle. Well played by Rengifo. Well scouted by the Angels. As Aledmys Diaz hit right at 2. Kind of a makeshift shift.
And my go-tos for Sandoval to have a big game against Oakland. Again, get the batters to chase the changeup. We saw that already. First batter of the game, and that glove side tilt on the slider. So that changeup going away, arm side, this slider going glove side down and in. That good east-west on those 2 outstanding all-speed pitches.
2 out, nobody on. Here's Seth Brown. 3rd career start for Sandoval here at the Coliseum. 3rd start in the last 2 seasons. Is his 5th career start overall. He's only given up 2 runs total in his first 4. He's really dominated the A's in this building.
I think you want to make sure with Sandoval too is those quick 2 outs, and then you have that little bit of a letdown. Now 2-0 count. Seth Brown is a pretty good fastball hitter. So the fastball count now. You got to hit your spot well.
Brown hits it hard down the line. It's scooped up by the first baseman Jake Lamb. He'll take it himself. And Patrick Sandoval has a 1-2-3 bottom of the 1st in Oakland. Anthony Rendon leads off the top of the 2nd. As you may have seen, Rendon got into an altercation with a fan after the game on Thursday night. Rendon unable to comment this morning as an investigation is pending from Major League Baseball. So we'll wait to see how that all plays out. As Anthony Rendon is in the lineup today, obviously he's leading off here in the top of the 2nd against Shintaro Fujinami. There's ball 1.
Fujinami, a lot of strikes in that first inning. 11 pitches, 9 strikes.
Something that could change as the day goes along for Fujinami.
Very similar. Remember in that spring training start against the Angels, the first couple of innings around the strike zone, then all of a sudden some walks. Got to take advantage when he gets a little wild, though.
He's fallen behind Rendon. 2 balls and no strikes. Rendon hits a high fly to left. Easy and playable for Seth Brown as the left fielder retires Rendon. Fujinami's set down the first 4.
Just got inside enough. That was a 2-0 pitch, fastball. Rendon recognized it, but had some movement, a 2-seamer that ran in and got on towards the handle of the bat. Otherwise, if that drifts out over the plate, that's going a long way. You want to put yourself in position to sit on a fastball against Fujinami. We already seen how hard he throws that splitter.
Here's a man who went viral the other night, Hunter Renfroe, the batter against Fujinami. That catch was everywhere. It was on the Today Show. Hunter Renfroe.
That's big.
Impressed Savannah Guthrie.
That's good will hunting.
Hunting for a ball that he couldn't see, and he found it on Thursday night. Fujinami getting a little extra on that outside corner to get ahead of Renfroe.
Yeah, that's 2 baseballs called a strike, about a half a baseball off the corner. If you're getting those calls, especially he gets a lot of chases on non-strikes, it's a tough at bat.
Manny Gonzalez, kind of a pitcher's friendly umpire to begin with. Not going to get that one though. 99, way off from Fujinami.
Now you can almost expect the splitter coming in here now.
Fujinami throwing some nasty splitters in the first inning, a couple 95 miles an hour. It looks like as the pitch clock winds down, he's not going to get more time.
Yeah,
so that's going to be a violation.
Yep.
There was a pitch comm issue there. It looks like Fujinami kind of pointed to his hat. Now the umpires can call time and restart the clock at that point if there is a pitch comm problem. But Manny Gonzalez just ringed up ball 2, so there was a violation. Now Renfroe with a squibber foul.
Yeah, you just can't just step off. You have to call a timeout there and say and explain if you can what's the issue. We saw that with Shohei early 2 days ago with the pitch comm, calling his own pitches.
First inning wasn't working at all for Ohtani, but he was able to get through it and put together a great performance Thursday night. Now Renfroe swings and misses on the splitter. 3 strikeouts out of the first 5 for Fujinami.
Well, that's good downward drop to it too. We're talking 92, 95. So hitters are recognizing fastball. But then as it gets to the strike zone, the bottom drops.
The average big league splitter comes in at 87 miles an hour. And here's Fujinami throwing them in the low to mid 90s. A couple at 95 in that first inning. He misses wildly to Jake Lamb.
That was at 100 miles an hour.
First at bat as an Angel for Lamb, who certainly bounced around. He's been with a handful of other teams, most notably with Arizona.
He had 94 career home runs, his .429 career slugging percentage. Jake Lamb, who had a really solid spring training.
He really hit his way onto the team, an all-star with the Diamondbacks 6 years ago. Lamb, a Seattle area native. So he'll be getting to go home in the next day or so. Pitch ran right out of the zone as that splitter had a ton of movement.
Really looks comfortable on the mound today. That's a step out by Jake Lamb, so timer's not going on yet. Now just starting.
Lamb swings and misses. The splitter takes care of him, and Shintaro Fujinami in control early for Oakland.
I'm pretty willing to take that bet.
I agree 100%, especially because they feed off each other. They're around each other all day long, and they're going to elevate each other as far as I'm going to one up every time you go out the mound. I'm going to do a little bit better. That's good competition. You need that.
Jesus Aguilar grounds out to start the second. What do you make too of the fact that you got a veteran in Tyler Anderson, a left-hander that joins the rotation, and now he's kind of the in-between guy for Sandoval and Detmers.
Great point, Wayne. You have a different arm. I mean, especially when you think of sliders, both Sandoval and Detmers have devastating sliders. Then you have Anderson in between with his changeup and cutter, so it's a different look. Even though they're all lefties, you would think, okay, hitters are going to sit on left-handed batters, are going to be comfortable with the righties getting the chance to see the baseball. But different looks between Anderson and between Sandoval and Detmers. That's a good point, Wayne.
Brent Rooker is at the plate for the A's as Sandoval gets that extended outside corner. Rooker spent some time with Minnesota last year, mostly in the minor leagues, while in the Royals organization. The Padres as well last year.
Oh, already 3 ground ball outs for Patrick Sandoval. 47.7 ground ball rate percentage last season. 49, just under 50% in his career.
Do you think about that at all when it comes to the shift being taken away?
I still think you play your game, and when you have really good athletes in your infield, you're still not concerned about getting the ground balls being through the hole.
Rooker swings and misses. That ball got in on him. A good slider from Sandoval. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And I usually think ground balls, it takes 2, 3, maybe 4 ground balls through to score a run as compared to try to elevate and the fly ball gets out.
See Rengifo way over into that lane near second base. There's another ground ball, backhanded by the shortstop Urshela. Long throw right on target. And 4 straight ground ball outs for Patrick Sandoval. Our Kia player profile shows you how Sandoval's ground ball rate improved as last year went along. And we talked about his good second half. Ground ball rate climbing up over 50%.
And also the walks per 9 innings pitched down considerably too. That's part of the game early on for Sandy that he struggled with, was the walks, but now more ground ball outs. And right on cue, a ground ball backhand by Gio Urshela made a nice play on it.
Here's Ramon Laureano with 2 out and the base is empty. Another good curveball to start a right-handed batter. And pitchers like to use that curveball to the opposite-handed hitter to get a quick strike early in an at-bat. We've seen Sandoval do it twice already.
And no team does it more than the Angels, especially when Reed Detmers does it a lot. Even Jose Suarez will throw that in there. The slow curveball, backdoor curveball, you give up on it as a hitter because you think it's a ball.
So Max Scherzer's specialty in New York and wherever he's been as well, likes to drop that curveball to lefties. Sandoval doing it here to a righty. Now he buries that changeup to make the count 1 ball 2 strikes on Laureano, but it gets you ahead if you can land it.
Yeah, and I talked to a lot of people in our analytic department about that, and it's amazing because a lot of hitters, the scouting report is they'll throw a lot of slow curveballs, but it's one of those pitches you feel that it's out of the strike zone, but then catches the corner. Tough to make contact with.
2 balls 2 strikes on Laureano. Had a rough season last year coming back from his PED suspension. Count goes full as Laureano laid off the changeup.
Yeah, a pretty good slider down and in and a changeup. Would not be surprised if he throws a 3-2 changeup here, though.
Clock kind of winding down a bit. Got to get this pitch off before there's a violation. He does. Laureano hits it hard on the ground at third. Rendon, after a quick bobble, has time to shoot it across, but it's a bad throw. Lamb couldn't reach it. And Laureano is on. Rendon, after that brief bobble, still had time to recover, but then the throw wasn't all that good.
He did throw him a changeup, a little tough little hop, stayed with it, rushed the throw, and fortunate enough, Big Lamb was at least able to get the glove on. Otherwise, that's going down there in the corner, and Laureano with good speed is going to be running for a long, long time. Did the stretch, try to keep the foot on the base, a tough hop, but at least got the glove on it, keep it first. Being an error now at E5.
So the first base runner of the game is Laureano after the error by Rendon, and here's Shea Langolier's first error by an Angel this year. Langolier's the former Atlanta Braves prospect. Dealt to Oakland in the Matt Olson deal last offseason. He takes a strike from Sandoval. Langoliers has a pretty good arm behind the plate. Talked to Phil Nevin a little bit before the game today about when Brett Phillips pinched ran the other night. And Phillips didn't really want to run on Langoliers, so it's a line drive to short, and it's right to Urshela to end the second. Still no score. Been Sunday, April 9th at the Big A, and watch your Angels take on the Blue Jays at 1 p.m. The first 25,000 fans will receive a Shohei Ohtani clear bag, courtesy of Nitto Tire. For more info, visit angels.com/promotions. Luis Rengifo leads off the third. Angels still looking for their first base runner against Shintaro Fujinami. Fujinami not playing possum today, Gooby. He is just tossing them right in there.
Yeah, he is. He's been aggressive, throwing a lot of first pitch strikes, a lot of strikes in general. I like that one there, Wayne. Good job.
Tell you what, it is very refreshing in here today. We've got a candle that's giving us a nice vibe in here, some incense.
Yes.
Charlene's really taking care of us here today, which we appreciate.
I feel like an Elton John's song is going to come out of here. A Candle in the Wind. It's perfect.
2 balls and a strike on Rengifo. Had a solid 2022. Trying to build on that as he hits left-handed against the right-hander Fujinami. That outside corner is deep. Looked like that might be ball 3.
Yeah, if you're painting corners or getting close enough to corners, if you're a pitcher, you're feeling good. As a hitter, you're going to have to expand the strike zone a little bit more, which makes it even more difficult to hit. That's a little bit too far off the outside corner.
Maybe. We had to hold our breath for a second. Full count on Rengifo. We told you Fujinami certainly battles his control from time to time, and it could go at any moment. All of a sudden, he could get himself into trouble with walks. He walks Rengifo, and the leadoff man is on for the Angels here in the 3rd. That's the first free pass issued by Fujinami, and the first base runner for the Halos.
And that pitch before the last one was way off the outside corner, and then came back in with one of those sliders off the inside corner. So good at bat for Luis Rengifo. More patient over the last year plus. Numbers offensively going up, but also an idea of the strike zone, controlling the strike zone. The one thing they talked about in spring training from Marcus Timms and Phil Plantier and all the members of the analytic department is controlling the strike zone, bringing pitches in zone. Your best chance to be consistent.
Batter is Gio Urshela, hitting 8th in this deep Angels lineup. Urshela with a ground ball, base hit. Rengifo will hold up after a big turn at second. Ruiz gets it in, and here come the Angels in the 3rd. Runners on first and second, nobody out.
Already 3 hits in this early part of the season for Gio Urshela. Right back up the middle of those hands. Really nice swing on a slider that got the lower part of the strike zone, then try the pull right back up the middle. And you wonder now, especially early in the game, though, you don't see bunts too often, especially with Logan O'Hoppe. He's got some power, but Oakland, with their corner infielders, anticipating with the number 9 hitter, maybe they do bunt.
We'll see. It is Logan O'Hoppe who drove in the only Angels run in the opener on Thursday. Not showing bunt, takes a big hack as he swings through a high fastball. O'Hoppe putting on a little bit of a show in batting practice today. Hit a ball up and in over the NBC Sports California sign in left center field for a home run in BP today. He's got some power. His family's still here. We'll hear from them later. Erica Weston's tracking him down. 1 ball, 1 strike on O'Hoppe.
A lot of room in that left field corner here too.
O'Hoppe with a drive toward left, pretty deep. Brown is back for it near the wall. That ball is off the wall. Rengifo rounds 3rd and scores. Urshela will pull up at 3rd. Logan O'Hoppe has driven in both Angels runs so far this year. He's given the Halos a 1-0 lead.
Well, that's a good swing. He stayed back on it, got one of those sliders, a little flatter slider, and crushed it. Picking up a double, 2nd RBI. That balance he has, that lower half, he's sitting, getting through the baseball quick and on time. Almost a home run rated 368, 1 hops it.
That's why you don't bunt. Never bunt, folks. Just hit.
That kind of swing, there's a difference between a number 9 hitter a lot of times in lineups and the number 9 hitter like Logan O'Hoppe.
Here's Taylor Ward with a line drive towards center. That's a base hit. Scoring from 3rd is Urshela. O'Hoppe will advance to 3rd. Taylor Ward's got his first RBI. It's 2-0 Angels.
Just love the way Taylor Ward swings to bat. Talk about a hitter that can use the entire field. That timing of his foot down and his quick hands, line drive. And O'Hoppe's got to make sure that's down after what we saw for Ruiz against Trout 2 days ago.
Now 2 runs have already scored. There's men on base, there's nobody out, and just now you're getting to the big boys. Here comes Trout, Ohtani, and Rendon with a chance to make this a huge inning. Trout late on the fastball. It's 0-1.
And a lot of people are noticing with Mike Trout and his new approach at the plate, hands down a little bit lower. 3 line drives for outs a couple nights ago.
Mike Trout has really buried the A's over the years. 41 career home runs against Oakland. Tied for the 3rd most all time with future Hall of Famer Adrian Beltre. Now Fujinami's gotten that outside corner most of the day, but he didn't get it there in a pivotal pitch in this at bat. Now it goes, instead of being 1-2, to 2-1.
You almost feel like now he's forced with a fastball in, but although he does have that good splitter, not afraid to throw it even behind in the count.
Ball 3 to Trout. Remember, this inning started with a leadoff walk, and we told you Fujinami, even if he looked good early, can still get in trouble because of his control. That's exactly what's happened here in the 3rd after a leadoff walk. Now he's behind Trout in a bad spot. 3 balls and a strike. And there's ball 4. So now the bases are loaded, and Fujinami is going to go toe-to-toe with an old nemesis as Shohei Ohtani's about to step up. The A's will have a conference on the mound here first, as Fujinami has gotten into some serious trouble here in the 3rd inning. Scott Emerson and Fujinami's interpreter out on the mound. These two Japanese icons have faced off plenty of times. Ohtani, the great career in Japan before coming here to impress the world as an Angel. Fujinami, a 3-time All-Star early in his career. They were teammates together on an All-Star team. They also played at rival high schools in Japan. So these two know each other very, very well. Now getting to square off. No, it's no accident that Fujinami is wearing number 11.
Shohei, 374 career hitter on the first pitch.
First pitch swinging, misses the fastball from Fujinami.
This is fun right now. This is so much fun watching this battle.
Well, there are literally hundreds of Japanese media here for this series to see these two. This is it with the bases loaded. And Ohtani sends one toward the left field corner, slicing away from Brown. That ball's off the wall. 1 run will score. The other runners will be held up, waiting to see if that ball would be caught. But Shohei Ohtani delivers against his former Japanese rival Fujinami, and it's a 3-0 Angels lead here in the 3rd.
Well, that was a rocket off the wall. Stays back, doesn't try to pull it. A 99-mile-an-hour fastball, elevated. Not much of a stride, brings his hands in and hits a ball right off the wall. Hit too hard off the wall. Brown did a nice job of getting that baseball in quickly, preventing for more runs from scoring.
Now Rendon comes up empty on the first pitch he sees. Never know around here, that could have gone right through the wall.
No. Yeah, that wall nearly got knocked out of that shot.
Bases loaded, no outs, 3 runs home.
Interesting thing about that, a 99-mile-an-hour fastball, 99-mile-an-hour exit velocity off the wall.
That ball was smoked by Ohtani, and the Angels still in plenty good position to score more here in the top of the 3rd. 6 straight have reached 2 walks plus 4 hits.
Really goes back to what you mentioned, that wild, it can get wild, and all of a sudden you lead off walk. And now bases loaded, no outs, 3 runs scored already. Baseball got away down in the bullpen.
Well, that's because somebody's throwing in the bullpen. It's Adam Oller, already warming up for Oakland. It's going so well for Fujinami. 6 up, 6 down in the first 2 innings, but now 6 up, 6 have reached here in the 3rd.
It's a big at bat here for Rendon, really good with 2 strikes.
Rendon with a high fly ball, plenty deep to score a run. Taylor Ward will tag up from third and head to the plate. The throw from Ruiz goes into third, and the Angels have a 4-run inning. Anthony Rendon, his first RBI.
That's an impressive at bat for Rendon. 0-2, gets a pitch, hits it deep in the air to be able to get the job done. Shohei Ohtani's running all over the place. He thought Trout was going to try to tag up on it. He was already ready to go to second base. He's feeling the energy.
Well, these guys are revved up. They've been excited to get this season started, play meaningful games, and a bit of a letdown in the opener Thursday, but this third inning has busted the Angels through, and they've got a 4-0 lead here in Oakland. Still a chance for more. Here's Renfroe, the 8th man to bat here in the top of the third.
One thing the Angels and Angels fans know, in this ballpark, you got to keep adding on. It's always a battle here.
The daytime especially, because the ball carries much better. A lot of room for base hits here. It's a big outfield here at the Coliseum. One ball, one strike on Hunter Renfroe.
That was nearly his zone too. Just a little bit in on him enough for Renfroe.
Renfroe fouls it off his foot.
It's a splitter. Threw so many good ones in the first couple of innings, not so much here in the third. Throwing a lot more fastballs.
Renfroe, needs to come up with some sort of encore after a no-look catch the other day.
Almost like you're forcing it into a inside the park home run after that one. How do you top that?
I don't know if the catch of the year happens on opening day. You got to find other ways to figure it out. That was just a straight up unusual play by Hunter Renfroe. Normally he makes headlines with his throwing arm in right field.
Already 28 pitches thrown in this inning. Fujinami very economical the first two with 23 total pitches, 17 strikes.
Full count now on Renfroe. There's ball 4. Also, it seems like, Gooby, that outside corner has shortened up a little bit for Fujinami here in the third inning. He was getting some calls off the plate in the first 2 innings that he's not getting now.
And it's tough too as a pitcher when you're getting those spots. You're going to stay out there because it becomes unhittable. Then all of a sudden you're not getting at, even though they weren't strikes. He's not getting them now. He's going to force him into the zone, and you're seeing what's happening when it's forced in the middle of the plate. And that's the approach they're trying to have. Here's strikes.
Here's Jake Lamb after the third walk of the inning. Lamb swings through the slider. We saw some devastating splitters from Fujinami that first time through the order. Not really relying on that pitch as much here in the third inning, as he has thrown 30 deliveries here in the third alone.
Maybe one batter away from being out of the game here.
Yeah, he very well probably is, especially if Lamb reaches here. Adam Oller is ready in the Oakland bullpen, and this is the 9th batter of this inning. Plus, you have to be concerned about how many pitches he's throwing here in this 1 inning alone. Lamb right through the middle, a base hit. Trout scores. Ohtani is on his way to the plate. Ruiz bobbles in center as Ohtani scores. Ending up at third is Renfroe. It is a 6th spot for the Angels here in the third, and Jake Lamb comes through with a 2-run single.
That's the way he swung the bat the entire spring. He's made that adjustment in his swing. Line drive right back up the middle. Another fastball from Fujinami and right back up the middle. Good swing, Jake Lamb.
It is completely unraveled for Fujinami. Ruiz was given an error allowing Renfroe to go to third, and Fujinami's done. 6 runs here in the third. The A's go to their bullpen. Now the A's have to go to their bullpen after what's been a 6-run third inning. Shintaro Fujinami's knocked out, and Adam Oller is in the game now for Oakland.
Oller's fastball is going to be 92-96 with a cutter, slider, changeup.
Oller missing to Luis Rengifo, who led off this inning with a walk, and even as Fujinami was excellent in the first 2 innings, we kind of warned you on how it could unravel because of his wildness. That's exactly what happened when he walked Rengifo to start the 3rd. That changed everything.
And I like that at bat really for Rengifo. He's showing a lot more patience. Not going after non-strikes and pitchers' pitches. Good count now again for Rengifo to do some damage.
6 runs home. Rengifo fouling one back. Oller came to Oakland last year. He was traded from the Mets with J.T. Ginn when Chris Bassett was dealt. One of the many trades the A's made to lose all their stars, really, and their talent evaporated due to the trades of their own making. Breaking ball from Oller to make the count 2-2. Matt Olson was traded. Matt Chapman was traded. Sean Manaea gone. Bassett, Sean Murphy. Long list of players that were sent packing from Oakland. That's how they lost 102 games last season, and they could very well hit that number again this year. At least that's how it's projected to look.
Just a few seasons ago, you were penciling them down for 95, 97 wins. They were pretty consistent for a stretch.
Pretty much a perennial playoff team in the last part of the last decade and the early part of this one. Ball in the dirt. I think it hit Rengifo, so the runner's going to advance from 1st to 2nd. Lamb moves over.
Good job. Good read on that one there, too, to get in the scoring position himself. Take away that ground ball. Double play is going to force the infield in here.
It's a wild pitch. Now runners on 2nd and 3rd in this 6-run inning. Rengifo staying alive there. That pitch borderline at the bottom of the zone as he fouled it off. Oller had a .630 ERA last year. Walked a lot of hitters, 39 in his 74 innings, gave up 17 home runs. He struggled last season as a rookie. Trying to eat up some innings here today. Ball 4 to Rengifo. That fastball just missing the inside corner. So 2 walks in this inning alone for Rengifo. It's the 4th issued by an A's pitcher. So we see Mark Kotsay, the manager of the Oakland A's. He saw Shintaro Fujinami look amazing in the first 2 innings, and then it just completely disappeared as his control did.
Yeah, 4 strikeouts, no walks, first couple. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to be pretty confident saying that it's the first time that Luis Rengifo has ever walked twice in the same inning. I feel good about that one.
Here's Gio Urshela, the 11th batter of this inning. He singled earlier. And there's ball 1 to Urshela. Now, Fujinami was not exactly highly sought out. It wasn't like the Ohtani sweepstakes coming from Japan. Fujinami asked to be posted. He's 28 years old. He's only got a 1-year deal from the A's. Urshela taps one the other way. That's a base hit into right field. It scores Renfroe. Lamb's on his way to the plate. Laureano's got a good arm. His throw is not in time. Lamb gets around the tag. 2 runs come home on the base hit by Urshela. It's an 8-run 3rd inning for the Halos.
4 hits already in the early season here for Gio Urshela. Up the middle, his first at bat is going with the pitch, down and away, base hit in the right field. When you look at this inning for the Halos and when all these runs are scored, one extra base hit.
That was the one by Ohapi as he doubled earlier. Laureano kind of off balance, still let off a pretty hard throw, but Langoliers with the swipe tag just could not reach Lamb.
Good base running all the way around that whole inning for Jake Lamb. Got it in the scoring position on the wild pitch, and then that good slide avoid a tag.
This is the type of offense we saw in spring training. It's a long lineup. We were surprised the other night to see the Angels struggling to hit. As Ohapi hits a fly ball to center, that's going to score another run. Rengifo will tag from 3rd. He will come home, and it is run number 9 here at the top of the 3rd for the Angels.
Again, another good swing, and the approach was to try to get a baseball to hit in the air to get the job done. Logan O'Hoppe. Eric West is going to have a fun time talking with the old Hoppe family here. 3 well-hit baseballs already this early part of the season for Logan O'Hoppe.
A 9-run third. Logan O'Hoppe doing some damage in the number 9 spot in the order. I mean, when we talked about his bat, he had a great year hitting in the minor leagues last year. It's different coming over. He's handling a big league staff for the first time and facing big league pitching for the first time. Why not necessarily translate the same way, at least not right away? But if he gives them any sort of offense from the number 9 spot in the order, I mean, this team's going to score a lot of runs over the course of the season.
A lot of runs. A lot of runs. And you go back to what the approach has been at the plate. Getting strikes, not chasing pitches out of the zone. Been very effective.
High drive to left from Taylor Ward. Brown is back. That ball is gone. Taylor Ward has the first home run of the year for the Angels. It is an 11-run top of the 3rd. And the Halos just obliterating Oakland pitching as Ward has 3 RBIs in this inning alone.
Oh, going yo 11 here in 1 inning here. 3rd inning, 11 runs for the Halos. Wow.
The hat's back, a new hat.
The hat is back. Cool breeze in it with the hat.
I've been looking around for a hat. I never saw one, and it just appeared out of nowhere. Here's Mike Trout looking at strike 1.
What a swing. That baseball got out in a hurry. 108.7 miles per hour exit velocity, going 392 for Taylor Ward. Saluting down to the bullpen. Love to see that. We saw that last year after a home run. Bullpen ready to go, saying, way to go, fellas.
Trout looks at a strike. The Angels' record for runs in an inning is 13. It's happened twice, once in 1978, once in 1997. So we're pretty close. If Trout gets on and Ohtani hits one into outer space, we'll be right there. Little dribbler here, waiting back. Kemp gets it there just in time to retire Trout. And in the inning, 11 runs in the top of the 3rd for the Angels. Taylor Ward with the exclamation point. The first home run by an Angel in 2023. Now Taylor Ward presented with the home run hat of 2023, I guess. And, well, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson provided this one. It is a Golden State Warriors hat. You know, if you're going to play like a champion, you got to look like a champion.
Yes, you do. And the Warriors come out to play. That's the old movie. Warriors come out to play. The 11 runs scored in the 3rd.
That must be a really old movie. I don't know what you're talking about.
Come on, wait. Help me out of that one.
Patrick Sandoval's got a huge lead now. It was a 25-minute half inning or so.
And ideally, you'd like to try to go out there and sneak an extra pitch or two, but with pitch timer, you really don't necessarily have that. But you can always get in that extra one. Umpires will let you do, especially that long of a layoff. You'll take that as a pitcher, though.
Kemp trying to hold his swing, and he did. That ball looked like it might have been in the zone anyway, but it was a call that did not go in Sandoval's favor in 2 directions, and now the count 2-1 on Kemp. Delivered a big hit Thursday night against Aaron Loup. What'd you make of Loup's post-game comments? He basically took full responsibility and said, you know, it was the most embarrassing outing of his career.
I mean, that's the kind of guy that Aaron Loup is, but you also want to get an opportunity to get him back out there as quick as possible. He took responsibility for it, but you know he's out there and he's going to be competing next time out.
I think fans have to at least appreciate the credibility there that Aaron Loup gave himself by putting that on his shoulders and saying how poorly he pitched and how he's going to make sure he fixes it for next time. Tony Kemp takes ball 4, so after the big inning, Patrick Sandoval walks the first batter here in the bottom of the 3rd.
And one thing for Patrick Sandoval, you just can't let that bother you at all. Just think, okay, I get a lot of ground balls. 14 ground ball double plays turned behind me last year. Already 4 ground ball outs in this game. Just get a ground ball at an infielder.
I wonder if Patrick Sandoval is feeling Runs go on the board. That wasn't a big theme for Sandoval last year. In fact, there was a 12-game stretch last year in which the Angels scored 10 total runs to back Sandoval. Nick Allen with a fly ball. That's not usually going to help him out. Mike Trout retires Allen. Allen was notorious last year for his low exit velocity, so hitting the ball in the air usually just does the other team a favor, and there's one away.
Yeah, the interesting thing, he was 4 for 5 coming in this game against Patrick Sandoval. One of the few guys in this lineup that had a whole lot of success against Sandoval.
Sandoval now can just pump in strikes and get himself through his day and get a W here today. A snap throw to first gets Tony Kemp back to the bag. It's the first throw over from Sandoval before this at bat even starts to Esteury Ruiz. There's ball 1 to Ruiz. It would be tough the other night when Ruiz got on base because he's such a threat. I'm sure that was in Loop's mind too. Ruiz 85 stolen bases in the minor leagues last year.
I mean, he just had a nice at bat. He had that ground ball on the right side of the infield. But the pitch he regretted the most was the pitch here when he was ahead of the count 0-2 to Tony Kemp. It got a little more of the strike zone when it's breaking ball. You make those adjustments, you move on. That's the beauty of baseball. You're playing generally the next day, although the off day yesterday.
2 balls, 1 strike on Ruiz. Count 3-1. Sandoval usually a guy that's around the plate,
especially after that adjustment he made in towards the second half of the season.
The count goes full on Ruiz. Interesting article in the Orange County Register today. Jeff Fletcher about Sandoval and working with Bill Hiesel as the Angels bullpen coach and the assistant pitching coach this year. Sandoval doing a lot of work as Ruiz fouls one off with weighted balls. Really, that's something that Bill Hiesel has introduced to this pitching staff, is to have those weighted ball exercises before they start their throw for the day.
It's all part of the drive line. And when you think about watching Shohei Ohtani, how he is going to that next level, his routine with those weighted baseballs.
Sandoval did some work there as well, and worked specifically with Bill Hiesel in improving his slider. And he said Hiesel was a big key to it. And even the changeup too, when it would go away a little bit, he would go back to that slider because he knew he had that other pitch that he felt could be an out pitch for him. Ruiz fouls one off his foot, but really he said the biggest thing that Bill Hiesel does is, dumb down the numbers a little bit, make it palatable for the pitchers to understand what these numbers mean and how they can apply it to what they're doing on the mound.
And you even watch them in bullpen sessions in spring training where they were, after almost every pitch they threw, they wanted to see what kind of shapes they've had, what kind of break they have, what kind of spin. And even yesterday I watched and saw Patrick Sandoval, Reed Detmers with Matt Weiss, Bill Hiesel. They were walking back after having some lunch together. So that conversation not only is during the game, but it's on off time too, which is great to see.
Tapper to third. Rendon will get one out at second. Rengifo turns it over. It's a double play. Ruiz giving the Dikembe Mutombo, saying no, no, no. He thinks he beat it out. We'll see if the A's want to challenge this, or if they want to just say it's 11-zip. Let's just think about it later. Yeah. The Angels are walking off the field. It's going to be an inning-ending double play. The A's hitting into it to end the inning. Angels had to turn it quickly, and they're able to get through here in the third with the lead still at 11. Ruiz just barely out at first. Top of the fourth, the Angels scored 11 runs in the third innings. They've got a huge lead here on Oakland as Shohei Ohtani leads off the fourth against Adam Oller. The Angels sent 14 men to the plate in the top of the third inning. It's a lot.
Yeah, quite a few. I mentioned that 101-mile-an-hour fastball from Shohei. That 101 can have a lot of traffic. There was a lot of traffic in the third inning for the Halos swinging the bat.
Ohtani contributed with an RBI single off the left field wall. Banged one right off the 330 sign down the left field line. An opposite field smash against Fujinami. That's an impressive shot down the opposite line.
I mean, yeah, opposite field line drive off the wall. Hit so hard he only got a single out of it.
The runners had to hold up a bit too as the bases were loaded in that situation. First RBI for Ohtani. Drove it 95 last year.
He's got some pretty good swings here too.
He might break something in this ballpark before this weekend is over. Swing and a miss, strike three. As Oller punches out Ohtani. Well, Logan O'Hoppy's had a successful start to the season. He's driven in 3 runs already in the first 2 games. And his family's made the trip from Long Island. They're standing by with Erica Weston.
Wayne, you know that the O'Hoppy family was not going to miss out on Logan making his major league debut on, or not his debut, his opening day debut. We're with Michael, Angela, and Mel. Of course, we're besties now, going back to last season when we saw him making his major league debut. Michael, I'm going to start with you, though. We were just talking about the story with Logan calling you from spring training about making the team, how emotional that was, and you guys had your phones ready to go. Recount the moment for me.
Yes, Logan had mentioned to Angela and I to keep our phones handy. He may be hearing where he's going to go, and I was actually on a work call and left it immediately. Logan FaceTimed me at that time, and I walked upstairs, and Phil was on the FaceTime and broke the news to Logan, and I was just grateful that Phil thought of our family in that regard, in that special moment, because you're not going to get that back. It was really special.
It was so special to have the whole family involved. And Angela, you were just telling me you actually had a dream about Phil Nevin calling you a few days earlier before that call actually happened. It was a premonition.
Yeah, I did 4 days before. I just told Logan, I said, how about this? I had a dream Phil Nevin called Dad. Huh? Isn't that so funny? And it came true. Now we're living the dream.
Really are living the dream. The whole family is here to support. Mel, you actually just made the move to SoCal, so you'll be down at the Big A quite a bit seeing your twin brother.
Yes, I'm very excited. I'll be around to cheer them on, so it's going to be fun.
Can't wait to see you guys there. And Michael, you were also saying there's some traveling plans in the way, and you guys will be there for the home opener next weekend, right?
Yes, that's our plan, and we're really excited to be there. So,
Angela, what was your reaction on the phone when Logan FaceTimed you guys? Was it immediate tears? Because he said the O'Hoppy family is full of tears.
I have not shared the picture of the screenshot I took, but it was an ugly cry, but it was a great cry.
Sometimes the ugly cries are the best cries, and you had a custom jacket ready to go.
I did, I had to cheer them on, got to have the jersey, I got it, so we're all good.
We're all good. O'Hoppy family, always a pleasure catching up with you. Enjoy the moment. We couldn't be more excited to have you guys here in Logan. He's the best, so take care. Thanks for the time. Always a pleasure. Wayne, back to you guys.
Well, that Mel is pretty smart. She used the fact that her brother is now a big leaguer in Southern California to move to Southern California. That's brilliant.
That's great planning.
That's great planning. That's a good move on her part. Oh, look, my brother's on the Angels. I guess I better move to Southern California. High fly to right off the bat of Renfroe, and that one holds up for Laureano to end the inning. It was 1-2-3. It's 11-0 in favor of the Angels.
Let's take a look at our StatCast today, powered by Google Cloud. The pitch arsenal for Patrick Sandoval. Slider in a percentage of between that and his change of 4-seam fastball, sinker, curveball, and a swing and miss and whiff percentages. 3 pitches, over 33% whiff percentage of his pitch arsenal for Patrick Sandoval. With his curveball, changeup, and slider. Already 6 outs via the ground ball today for Sandoval.
Aledmys Diaz takes a strike from Sandoval.
I really believe, Wayne, that pitch timer is going to help out Patrick Sandoval. It's going to allow him to work quicker, more aggressive. His defense will be on their toes.
It should help most pitchers. It really should help all the players stay involved in the game. We've seen a lot of comments about that. There's a base hit for Aledmys Diaz. First hit for the A's today as Diaz reaches to start here in the bottom of the fourth. We've seen a lot of comments and quotes from players really since the beginning of spring training about how the quicker pace just allows everybody to be a little bit sharper, a little bit more into what's happening on the field.
And they're seeing more and more, even though it's so early in the season, some solid defensive plays. You're not waiting back, looking for the baseball to be strictly hit in the air, trying to get by the shifts in the infield.
That's a good point, too, and I think it's been a success here, and obviously it's still very, very early. We saw on opening day the average game time shrink, but stolen bases. Last year on opening day there were 5. This year there were 21. That was really a big part of a lot of the rule changes. As Brown hits one into foul territory. Remember, there's a lot of room here. Rendon is drifting over near the tarp, and he laid out for it over the tarp. Just missed it, though. Hopefully Anthony is okay after absorbing some contact up against the tarp.
Especially with those hips for Rendon. Going a long, long way. Trying to look up, trying to get an idea, and he went hard into that tarp.
Just missed it as he made a great effort. Going back to his position. There's an example of the umpires giving a player more time to get back, get settled. Didn't just start the pitch timer right away. They gave him whatever he needed to get ready. Now the pitch timer is going before this 0-2 pitch as Brown fouls it off. But
not a lot of give in the tarp over there, too, because it probably doesn't get used a whole lot.
It's been a little wet here lately. Not really as much. Once the Angels arrived, rained here on Wednesday. The bigger bases was supposed to allow for more stolen base attempts, and then as well as that, limiting the number of times a pitcher can step off, giving the base runners a little bit more freedom. So for stolen bases to be that much of a difference, but from last opening day to this year shows how much that's working. That's what they wanted.
I still think the biggest part for success now for base stealers is you can't hold the ball longer. And that was always the best defense against the great ones like a Ricky Henderson, is if you can hold the baseball, you will stop them. But now with the pitch timer, you don't have that option anymore of holding the ball, because you got to deliver it. Otherwise, it's a ball.
Brown battling here as he fouls some pitches off. Sandoval's thrown 51 pitches now. Pretty economical through the first few innings. Trying to at least get through 5 today so he can put himself in line to win this one. The Angels off to a huge lead thanks to 11 runs in the 3rd inning. Brown with a fly ball to left. Taylor Ward fights the sun a little bit down into a slide to make the catch. Just one away. Most runs in an inning, 11 today in the 3rd. The Angel record 13 happened in 1978 against the Texas Rangers, then again in 97 at the Big A against the White Sox. Usually happens on the road, I guess. A couple of times in Boston, a couple of times in Texas, and now they've added Oakland to the ledger.
Remember that game? I think it was against the Red Sox in 16. I think C.J. Cron had a big game for the Angels that day. Who had a big game opening day for the Rockies? They beat the Padres 2 times already.
Chris Cron is actually a part of the A's coaching staff.
Way to tie it all together.
That's right. That's what we do here, you know. all this stuff we read about and type out. It's just to make it sound like we know what we're talking about, which we may not. At least I may not. You do.
We pretend to, at least.
That's it. The great pretender. Yeah. Chris Cron was on the '91 Angels. How do you feel about that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Way to go.
Mike Aldretti, a former Angel as well. He's the first base coach for the Oakland A's. As Jesus Aguilar stands in. Normally Aguilar is very animated on the field, tugging at people's jerseys.
That smile he has, yes.
We haven't seen a lot of that. Maybe he's a more serious Jesus Aguilar so far in 2023. Spent some time with the Marlins the last few years. I guess, you know, infielders don't need their cheat sheets as much. They're not shifting around as much. But last year, Aguilar would like to take people's cheat sheets right out of their pocket, put it in his pocket.
That's valuable information.
Yeah, really. Sandoval waited until the last second to start that pitch, and he strikes out Jesus Aguilar with it. Strikeout number 2 for Sandoval, his first one since he punched out the first batter of the game.
Yeah, he waited him out a little bit there. He went a little Dean Smith on there in the little 4 corners, and then he finally threw a slider down and in for a strikeout.
He's breaking them all out today. 2 outs. Here's Brent Rooker. That's a good curveball for a strike from Sandoval. It's comforting, at least, that when you come here to the Coliseum, you can still see the A's looking like that. Even though you might not know who these people are wearing the uniform, it at least still is the same uniform from the glory days here. And you can close your eyes and see that number 25 and picture Mark McGuire, much bigger guy than Brent Rooker, but you can at least visualize Terry Steinbach up there.
Well, they had some unbelievable players over the years.
Hard hit ground ball. Nice play by Urshela. Shovels to second for the force out to end the inning.
Work quick. You have defensive plays like that made behind you.
We've seen the Angels offense control the day. Now, how about a little defense? Gio Urshela lays out to win the 4th. Get free MLB TV. Redeem now through April 3rd at T-Mobile.com/MLB. And make sure you do, because MLB TV is a great thing to carry you through the baseball season. Jake Lamb takes a strike. Had it on the other day, watching 2 games at once. You can watch 4 games at once. I mean, it's really, if you're a big baseball fan, good opportunity to see as much as you can.
The excitement level in baseball this year, even though it's early in the season, you still have the other sports going on, the NBA and the NHL. I'll tell you what, there's a different level, different feeling about the conversation with baseball fans, even fans that are just got caught up in the WBC, and then they're carrying over here in the beginning part of the season.
Yeah, a lot of excitement around the game right now, and the rule changes certainly help. The sharper and crisper games that are being played is going to bring a lot of fans to the ballpark. Tell you, we expected a bit of a letdown in the audience here at the Coliseum. There's a good crowd here on a Saturday afternoon.
Yep. Had what, over 26,000 game 1.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Lamb. Yeah, most of the lower bowl was full for the first game of the year here. And there's a decent crowd here today as well, at least in comparison to what we've seen here at times in the past, and maybe that'll happen again in the future here if the A's get out of it early, as they're expected to. But it's good to see fans out. We can't wait to get back to the Big A for the home opener on Friday. And the Angels take on the Blue Jays. That should be a great atmosphere at Angel Stadium. And we'll have a good atmosphere too starting on Monday when the Angels are in Seattle. Those Mariner fans are hungry. Jake Lamb, who grew up a Mariner fan, strikes out to lead off here in the top of the 5th.
And it's been a fun atmosphere when the 2 teams have gone at it lately for Seattle. Even the fan bases, it's pretty fun even on social media watching the interaction between Mariner fans and Angel fans.
And Seattle got a taste of the postseason finally for the first time since 2001 last year. They feel like they have some unfinished business now in the American League West as Rengifo pulls one to the right side. Easy for Kemp to retire him. Our Arco top tier play. Gio Urshela showing what he could do at shortstop.
You know, when you think about how many games career-wise at shortstop he has played, not a ton, but he's got in his camp lighter, quicker, making some solid plays defensive. That flip over to Rengifo to get the force out. We know how good he can play third base. A great glove at third. Same thing, he'll play a little first, but he's been really solid so far early on, even in spring training at shortstop. Hitting the baseball also 4 hits already.
That's why you got to like the bottom part of this order. Urshela hitting 8th, Ohapi batting 9th. There's a lot of talent in this lineup that should mark for a lot of runs scored over the course of the season. That's one thing we talked about after the first game. Just 1 run, 5 singles, but there was certainly an expectation that a lot of offense would come from this team. And it came out in a big way in the 3rd inning today with an 11-run inning, and now Urshela's on base for the 3rd time as he draws a 2-out walk here in the 5th.
5th walk drawn already today by Halo batters. So again, that approach, not going out of the strike zone, bringing pitches in the zone.
Here's Ohapi. Got his parents here, got his very intelligent twin sister here. Mel making the move to SoCal.
Going California dreaming.
Yep. I don't know if she would have made the move to Colorado or somewhere if Ohapi had been drafted by or traded for by a different team, as this ball is hit deep toward right. And there is Laureano to end the inning. Middle of 5. It's 11-0 Halo.
How does Mint Mobile?
Oakland gets on the scoreboard for the first time today. Ramon Laureano with the home run. Now a big swing and a miss by Langoliers on the changeup. This one swatted toward the right field corner. That's a foul ball slicing away from Renfroe down the right field line. You know, as this day unfolds, Phil Nevin talked about it before the game today. He'd really like to get as many players, both position players and relief pitchers, into games as early as you can, just so that guys aren't sitting around for an entire week or whatever at the beginning of the season. You have a couple of off days mixed in here in the first week. Just want to make sure everybody plays so that when you do need them in an important spot, that you're able to have guys that are fresh and ready to go and not just sitting around stale.
Yeah, because every guy was playing so many games and innings and at bats in spring training because of all the players moving to different WBC teams.
It's easy, as the games are important now, you're trying to win games, it's easy to lose guys in the shuffle. So as a manager, you really have to make sure that you're getting everybody an opportunity to play in this early part of the season. Phil Nevin mentioned that David Fletcher should be in the lineup tomorrow.
Yeah, you want to keep everyone game ready.
Also on a day like this where you've got a big lead, you don't need to use your A relievers necessarily. You can get some work for some of the guys that you're relying on. Maybe a Jaime Barria or a Tucker Davidson could get into this game. Andrew Wentz. See how Phil Nevin manages this as the day goes along, but a nice opportunity here with a big lead, should this lead continue to be large, for some of those secondary relievers and bench players to get an opportunity to get into this game.
And you're going to need them, especially early part of the season where his pitch count hasn't stretched out yet for the starters, so you're going to need that entire bullpen.
Sandoval got into a pitch violation there, took too long, kind of shook off Ohapi with only a few seconds left, and that doomed him. High pop up from Langoliers, and Hifo backing up. One away, and now for a quick word, here's Hyundai.
Get away with a great deal only at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
The one thing, though, as a pitcher, when you shake off, you want to go a new sign, it's going to be difficult to get right back there in that quick enough rhythm without you don't feel like you're rushing to deliver the baseball.
Here's Tony Kemp. Walked his first time up.
Talked about with Logan Ohapi just the other day. I said the rapport you have to have with your pitching staff, so you don't have many of those shake-offs. So you just got to be on the same rhythm the whole time. Your game plan and game management, very, very important.
Ohapi using his PitchCom transmitter over his shin guard. There it is right there, the PitchCom transmitter. Now, he had one the other day, and Shohei Ohtani did. Both pitcher and catcher are allowed to wear them at the same time now. Ohtani is doing it for the Angels. I think Ryan Tepera is calling his own pitches as well with the transmitter. 3 balls, no strikes. Sandoval kind of looked back at the mound after that last pitch as he kicks away some dirt.
It's going to be tough for him to get this pitch off right now. This is going to be a violation again.
If he doesn't get it off, it's going to be ball 4 on the violation. He's ready to go with a couple seconds left. And it's a strike to Kemp. But I asked Logan O'Hoppe, how does the communication work if you're both wearing the transmitter? He said Ohtani would call the pitches that O'Hoppe would only use it if there was a need for a pickoff or something like that, something that was different than the actual pitch selection, because you can put pickoffs in there as well. So he said that kind of communication would come from him, but that Ohtani would call his own pitches. High and tight to Kemp, who walks for the second time. Sandoval seems a bit frustrated that he's allowed Kemp to reach here.
When you look at his numbers last year versus left-handed batters, 151 batting average, but he's got 2 walks against Tony Kemp, the lefty, today.
So now O'Hoppe and Sandoval meet on the mound. Patrick Sandoval in the second half. As the Angels pitching staff improved, so did Sandoval. He and Ohtani right there as far as the best ERAs in the American League.
Pretty amazing. You know, you have top 4 were both in the AL West last year.
Christian Javier of the Astros was 1, Verlander was 2, and then the 2 Angels with your guy Alek Manoah 5th. Nick Allen, the batter.
Alek Manoah, number 5. He had an outstanding season. We'll probably see him one of those games against the Jays coming up at that homestand.
And we might next weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday at the Big A. First home series for the Angels. Allen, a check swing liner. Rengifo catches it. And there's 2 down as Kemp returns to first. Schedule highlights in this 2023 season. The biggest highlight to me is that the Angels will face everybody in both the American and National Leagues. Home opener coming up, the Freeway Series with the Dodgers, and the home series with the Yankees in July. The Angels will be in New York in just a couple weeks.
Yeah, I love what you said, playing every team. 29 new teams get the fans get a chance to see some of those other players that wouldn't normally get a chance to see.
Think about the fact that the Angels and Padres are, what, 80, 90 miles away from each other. They don't play each other every year.
Down there for 4th of July, San Diego.
That'll be nice. I love the 4th of July.
Yes.
What a great day.
Beautiful for baseball.
Perfect baseball holiday, July 4th. Be in San Diego for that. That'll be great. Esteury Ruiz, the batter. About all the stolen bases for Ruiz in the minor leagues last year. You know, the Baltimore Orioles have stolen 9 bases in their first 2 games this year.
They scored some runs against the Red Sox.
And they had a wild one the other day at Fenway to start the season.
Oh, he got 8 runs in it's only the 4th inning.
Seen some large numbers of runs put up in innings so far. The Rangers had a 9-run inning the other day on the Phillies. Angels today 11 runs in the 3rd against Shintaro Fujinami and Adam Oller. That's given the Angels a big lead today. Sandoval trying to get through 5 and qualify for the win. Full count now on Ruiz. Pitch counts really climbed up on Sandoval over the last 2 innings. He was pretty economical in the first 3. He's at 82 pitches now, trying to get through the 5th. It seemed like he's just a little bit frustrated that he's not landing his pitches quite the same way that he did earlier. 3-2. Ruiz swats another one foul.
And a lot more fastballs than normal. When you think percentage-wise, he was about a 37% fastball usage last season.
There was a catcher's interference, looks like, and Ruiz is going to go to first. So that'll be an error on the catcher O'Hoppe for catcher's interference call. And the Angels will have 2 on for Aledmys Diaz.
It's a fastball here.
really tell there, but I'm sure the umpire heard it. Wasn't egregious. Sometimes you can clearly see it, but not so much right there. Either way, a man on. 2 on now for Aledmys Diaz. For Diaz, coming to Oakland means he can play every day. He was really in that super utility role. Remember, Marwin Gonzalez was like that first as an Astro. Now Aledmys Diaz, or at least until this season, Diaz had that going for Houston as that super utility guy. So he'll still move around with the A's, but he'll probably be in the lineup just about every day.
Good glove, good arm. He can play any position in the infield. He's play a little outfield too.
He's pretty good at all of his defensive positions too, especially at third base. That's really his best position. That's where he is today. Ground ball to third here. Rendon will go the short way to second, and that's the inning. Patrick Sandoval has qualified for the win. He's gotten through 5 innings with a big lead.
Reggie is a guy that can carry a ball club.
I wasn't liked because I'm the truth. I've constantly fought an uphill battle. At this stage, I want to make change. This is my story and how I see it.
Rated PG-13.
Angels up big. It's 11-1 thanks to an 11-run third inning. Angels sent 14 men to the plate at the top of the third, and they were just marching around the bases, Bugs Bunny style.
Yes. Love that cartoon.
Adam Aller has done a nice job out of the Oakland bullpen just to eat up some innings after Fujinami only lasted 2 1/3. Angels look like they have Tucker Davidson throwing in their bullpen.
Yeah, you would think that maybe at 86 pitches now for Sandoval, maybe that will be it. You want to have a clean inning type of scenario for Davidson coming out of the bullpen throughout his career, mostly starting.
As we talked about, it's just a good opportunity to keep Davidson fresh. You know, you're hoping at some point you're going to insert him into the rotation. He's going to be that 5.5-man starter for the Angels. He's going to be that swing man going back and forth. So when he is needed for the rotation, you can't have him just sitting around for 2 weeks.
You can only have so many of those simulated games to keep the arm fresh. You want to be in game action.
Taylor Ward strikes out.
Let's take a look at our Frontier play sense and the difference where the hands are set up for Mike Trout from last year. See how high they are up towards the helmet. Even a solid season though, but the hands lower this season for Trout. First game, 3 line drives that were caught over 100 miles per exit velocity, so the hands a little bit lower for Trout. And he hit the ball on the line a lot in spring training.
We saw Mike earlier today during batting practice signing autographs, taking pictures. Somebody from the A's PR staff came over and said, Mike, you got a lot of fans over by the third base side by the A's dugout. So he ran all the way over to the third base side dugout, took more pictures, signed more autographs. It was just awesome to see that. And the great thing about a weekend afternoon game like this is that you can really stretch out and bring the family and have the kids here.
What a thrill that is for the fans here earlier today. Mike Trout signing those autographs. Like you said, Shohei Ohtani signed quite a few autographs too today before the game.
That's just the ultimate experience. You come here for a day game. As Trout hammers one down the third base line. That's a base hit into the corner. Extra bases for Mike Trout. It's a double. 107 miles an hour off the bat, just a rope.
And a little lower hands and how quick the hands were, and the explosion off the bat for Trout. Brings those hands down and then he brings it in and lines a rocket right down the left field line for a double. First extra base hit, first hit for Trout. 2023, that swing. You're going to see a lot of those hard hit baseballs all season long. That little different approach with his hands for Trout.
Here's Shohei Ohtani. You come to a game and you meet this guy, Trout. I mean, it stays with you forever when you're a kid. Ohtani rips a base hit to right center. That's going to bring home Trout. And the 1-2 punch brings home a run. It's 12-1.
I mean, this pitch is to the upper part of the strike zone for Shohei Ohtani. How quick his hands were to get up. Upper part of the strike zone. And another base hit RBI. How he maintains his leverage there, too. That very little stride, hands through the baseball and back up the middle for an RBI single.
Angels all over the A's today. Ohtani drives home Trout. As we've seen many times throughout this season, there's a strike to Anthony Rendon. Seemed to be above the zone. Rendon's got an RBI today on a sac fly. Every Angel has scored a run except for Rendon as he chases that breaking ball. But every Angel in the lineup has either scored or driven in a run.
Yep. But going back to Shohei Ohtani's swing, you think of left-handed batters. Usually you think of low ball hitters, but to bring your hands up on a high pitch like that and hit it that hard, really, really impressive for Ohtani.
In the air, shallow. Esteury Ruiz grabs it for the second out. Remember, when I was a kid at Wrigley Field, they had these youth clinic days. You could go on the field, they teach you some stuff. Joe Altobelli's teaching you how to field a ground ball or whatever, and they let you in the dugout. And as I was sitting there on the dugout bench, Andre Dawson came into the dugout. Wow. I'm like 5 years old. Renfroe with a bouncing ball to short, and a force out ends the inning. But those moments stay with you on a beautiful day here in Oakland. The Angels all over the A's.
2-2. That's in there. He got him. That's 10. Does he feel it or what? He knew that baseball was a strike out of his hand. Wow. Number 11. Swing and a miss. That's 12. It is in there. A career high 13 strikeouts for Shohei Ohtani. How about a little Baker's dozen, Shohei?
Angels baseball and Valley Sports is brought to you by Nissan. Catch these offers while you can at Nissan Thrill of the Drive sales event. Shop NissanUSA.com. By Jack in the Box, grab a mint mobile shake while you can. Only at Jack in the Box. And by California Community College. All the offensive highlights standing out today. A nice play by Gio Urshela in there as well. The Angels backed Patrick Sandoval with an 11-run cushion. Now Tucker Davidson will get some work.
His slider was really, really effective in spring, and his fastball velocity it ticked up for him.
Good pitch there on that slider. That's really his best pitch. And as we see Davidson on the mound, David Fletcher has entered the game at shortstop for Urshela, who stays in the game, moving to third base. Anthony Rendon's day is done.
Good to see Fletch out there now, stretching, ready to make some plays at shortstop.
Lazy fly ball to Trout. 1 out. Take you back to Thursday night. Hunter Renfroe got turned around, has back to the ball. Whoop. No problem. That was one of the most absurd plays you'll ever see. A no-look catch from Hunter Renfroe.
I still love Shohei's reaction. We're so used to doing that for everything Shohei Ohtani does. His reaction to that catch by Hunter Renfroe was priceless.
Aguilar takes a strike. Aguilar lines a base hit. You mentioned it right away when we saw Renfroe. Kind of looked similar to Kevin Mitchell at Old Busch Stadium on the turf with the bare hand catch.
Just runs up there to throw that hand up there, makes the bare hand catch. That was an incredible play by Kevin Mitchell. And he's smiling too, like, I have no idea how I did that one. Just like Hunter Renfroe, his reaction. Terry Kennedy there too, the catcher, going, what just happened?
Kevin Mitchell was the MVP that year in 1989 for the San Francisco Giants. Here's Brent Rooker at the plate. I know Eric Weston was chatting up Hunter Renfroe to get his reaction about that catch the other night. Erica, what did Renfroe have to say for himself?
He said they actually mess around in BP trying to, you know, these trick catches, see what happens, just doing stuff like that. But he says sometimes you just got to do it. The ball's doing crazy stuff in the outfield. It was the other night. The wind was pushing it in different directions. He said, glad I caught it. Not exactly how you draw it up, but it helped Shohei, so I'm happy.
It sure did. And the Angels draw up a double play to end the 6th. Tucker Davidson, a scoreless inning. The Angels with an enormous lead. Don't miss the first bobblehead of 2023. Head to the Big A next Saturday when the Angels take on the Blue Jays. First 25,000 fans will receive a Shohei Ohtani 13 strikeout bobblehead, courtesy of JAE. For more info, visit angels.com/promotions. How about our cameraman? That's some skill right there.
Yes.
You can hold the bobblehead and walk at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm not that coordinated.
No, I know I'm
I'd
not.
have smashed everything. Mark, our cameraman. I'm tweeting at you right now, by the way. Be ready. Jake Lamb leads off the 7th. Gotta make sure I get this right. I don't want to have any typos. Jake Lamb had a good hit back in the 3rd inning. 2-run single that really kind of broke it open at that point. The Angels continued to bust down the door from there.
He's been real patient at the plate too. Even if you go back to spring training, a lot of pitches seen. Hit the ball hard. Already hit the ball hard today for an RBI single.
Pop up to center that Esteuri Ruiz handles. We will pause for a quick word from Jack in the Box.
Oreo cookies? Cool mint? What's not to like? I guess that it's only here for a limited time.
Luis Rengifo looks at a strike. Rengifo walked twice in the same inning earlier. It's like his Fernando Tatis moment.
Yeah, just slightly different results as far as RBIs and distance on some swings.
Bouncing ball wide to first. Aguilar with a backhand leads Aller to the bag, but chucked it over his head. The ball ends up going all the way to the backstop behind home plate. Rengifo.
He could hit with that throw.
I'm not sure if he did or if he's just feeling fortunate that he didn't. I think it just whizzed right by his face and scared him. Aguilar threw that one just over Aller's glove, and yeah, I think Rengifo was just a little bit startled by the ball whizzing right by him.
It looked like it avoided hitting him. It was right over the helmet, it looked like. Others are saying the same thing. He couldn't really see it. He was covering the base.
Too much mustard on it maybe from Aguilar, just like your hot dog earlier. Error on Aguilar. Batter is Urshela as he swings and misses.
Well, what a great start of the season Urshela's have for the Halos. Already 4 hits on base 3 times today.
He was a really excellent addition by Perry Manassian. Just a veteran presence, a good hitter. This one off the foot of Aller. And now everybody's going to be safe. That's an infield hit for Urshela. It was picked up by Aledmys Diaz, but just didn't have an opportunity to go anywhere with it afterwards. So it's another hit for Urshela. It's his 3rd of this game and his 5th of this series. Now they're going to check on the pitcher Aller as.
Yeah, that got him right in the foot area. I don't know if it got it on the cleats or the ankle area. Hit hard again by Urshela. Up the middle twice with hits. And the other way with the other.
The A's have some activity in their bullpen. Looks like Aller is okay, as Oakland has
Familia.
Yeah, big Jerry's Familia warming up. Logan O'Hoppe at the plate.
Even that last at bat, he hit the ball really hard to right field. So a solid game at the plate again and behind the plate for Logan O'Hoppe. So far this season, it's 1 earned run allowed by the starting staff. Ohtani and Sandoval. There's that Ohtani guy doing pretty good already today. 2 more hits.
Hoppy off the end of the bat, shallow right. And Tony Kemp tracks it down for the second out. Tweeted at you about our candle that we have still burning.
Oh, yeah. Still smelling good.
Smells good. We've cleared out any vermin or whatever might be running around.
I thought you were talking about me again.
Here's Taylor Ward, who hit a 2-run homer earlier. First home run by an Angels player this year. And I wonder if there was a pool of players to pick from for the first Angels home run. How many people would have chosen Taylor Ward? I bet it would have been a good value pick. You know,
Yeah.
kind of a little under the radar, but in a good spot in the order.
I was really impressed all spring training with him, the way he's swinging the bat.
Carl's Cam replay, home run number 1 for Taylor Ward and the Angels. We got to see a new hat. That was really what I think the important theme from it.
Yes.
Was a new hat was unveiled.
He won last night, as a matter of fact, the Warriors.
Well, that's no surprise.
Yes.
Well, it's kind of still been a little bit of a struggle this year, right, for the Warriors?
Yeah. Still defending champs, though.
Yeah, you know, they've got that going for them, which is nice. Ward with a line drive base hit. That's going to score another run. Luis Rengifo comes home. Urshela's on his way to third. That is the 4th RBI today for Taylor Ward. The Angels have a baker's dozen. It's 13-1.
Place hit the ball hard again. Jumped on a cutter. Well, his swing is just so good. His timing is right on. It has been since really the beginning part of spring training. It's carried into the season.
Here's Trout as he takes a strike.
Boy, a lot of pitches for Allard. It's up to 78 now in relief.
Really logging a starter's number of pitches here. Almost to the point where I wonder if the A's would have to make a roster move after this game and send Adam Aller to AAA just to get him off the roster for a few days, because he's going to need 3 or 4 days off before he can pitch again. Here's ball 2 to Trout.
He also wondered if this, you know, after this at bat for Trout, that maybe he gets the rest of the afternoon off also. We mentioned earlier that Phil Nevin loved to get some guys some opportunity to play in the game.
Hard hit ball there from Trout, but it ends the inning. The Angels tack on a run. Stretch time here in Oakland. Taylor Ward joining the Splash Brothers with the Golden Warriors hat after the first home run of the year by an Angel. Home repair and maintenance on an app. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Only been asking for that my whole life. Mike Trout's day is over as Brett Phillips takes over in center field. There's the Maverick.
Boy, Trout hit another baseball hard. 106 exit velocity. So he's had 4 baseballs hit over, what, about 104, 105 miles an hour. Haven't been hits yet, but just keep that swing together. You know they're going to be hits eventually.
Doubled down the line in the 6th inning. That was 107 off the bat. So he's already hit a handful of balls, triple digits in the first 2 games. This one has been all Angels today thanks to an 11-run 3rd inning, one of the highest scoring innings in franchise history. Ramon Laureano leading off here in the 7th. He's homered for the only Oakland run of this game. It was against Patrick Sandoval, who allowed just 2 hits. Tucker Davidson punches him out. Strike 3 with a backdoor slider.
Perfect spot.
First strikeout for Davidson.
As a hitter, you're giving up. You're thinking that's out of the strike zone. Backdoors it at the knees. Another strikeout with a slider for Tucker Davidson.
Shea Langoliers cuts through an off-speed pitch from Davidson.
Oh, the Angels with 12 batted baseballs over 100 miles per hour. That
Nice
might have been
pick by Urshela, and an easy out from there to retire Langoliers. Gold Glove caliber defense at third with Gio Urshela, and an excellent play to scoop that ball off the bat of Langoliers.
Urshela today, an outstanding play at shortstop. Now a great play at third base. Position we're so accustomed to seeing him making those plays at. So yeah, that's no problem. No problem at all.
With 2 outs. Batter is Tony Kemp.
The ball was 102.3 miles per hour. Ex Velocity at the hot corner for Urshela to make that play.
That's why they call it the hot corner. Here's one to first, hit well and scooped up by Jake Lamb. 1-2-3 for Tucker Davidson in the bottom of the 7th.
And going back to Hyundai, key for the game today, hitching a ride. Well, they were hitching a lot of rides on the run department in the 3rd inning with 11 runs scored. Some quality swings throughout 1 through 9 in this lineup. Shohei Ohtani rocket that one off the wall. Jake Lamb picking up an RBI, a couple RBI singles. Gio Show, big time game himself, and then Taylor Ward crushing the baseball, going yard. What a big game for him too. And Shohei with a couple hits, couple RBIs today.
Ohtani leads off here in the 8th inning. Some changes for the A's, including a new pitcher. It's the veteran Jeurys Familia on the mound for Oakland. Familia had a tough time last year. He has had some good seasons in his career. Set the Mets single season saves record in 2016. Saved 51 games that year. New right fielder Connor Capel for Oakland. New first baseman Ryan Noda. Bouncing ball here, hit well, but right at Tony Kemp for the out.
Shohei with 2 hits today, only allowed 2 hits yesterday in 6 shutout innings with 10 strikeouts.
Let's see how long he can keep up going with more hits than hits allowed. That's a fun game to play with Shohei.
Well, we know how great he is with runners in scoring position swinging the bat. But we also know how great he is preventing run score with his ERA and batting average against him with runners in scoring position as a pitcher.
The Angels today, by the way, 7 for 9 with runners in scoring position. That's silly.
It's great to see Fletch getting that first AB here of the season.
David Fletcher feeling good, healthy. As he hits this one toward the center fielder Ruiz. There's 2 up, 2 down. We talked about this on Thursday, but since 1974, Shohei Ohtani, the best in the major leagues with runners in scoring position in terms of slugging percentage as a hitter and slugging percentage allowed as a pitcher. I mean, it's unbelievable. With runners in scoring position, he is the most dominant hitter in the last 50 years and the most dominant pitcher.
And that's what in the comparison with him and Babe Ruth, that's why everyone goes, okay, yes, Babe Ruth all-timer. But the combination of 2 things that Ohtani's doing right now is no one better.
And that's why you consider, is Shohei the best player in baseball right now? I don't think there's any question. Is he the best player of all time? That's the question now. He's going to have to put up numbers and do the sorts of things to really get into that stature. But is he the most talented player of all time? Is he doing things that nobody in the history of the game has ever done? I mean, I think that question is yes.
Yeah. Well, the fastest going home to first in baseball last year, going down the line. I mean, I don't know how much more you can do.
Waiting for it is Nick Allen, a good defensive shortstop and a perfect throw to end the top of the 8th. Great Shohei Ohtani, the unicorn, looking on at a big lead for the Angels. Couldn't lock down the win the other night on opening day when Ohtani pitched brilliantly. Would have turned out a lot different if they had had an 11-run inning. That usually changes things.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about his chance of picking up the W.
Brett Phillips started in, moves back, and gets the out off the bat of Nick Allen. 1 pitch, 1 out for Tucker Davidson here in the bottom of the 8th. You know, Davidson, if the Angels decide they want to pitch him through the 9th inning, could be the benefactor of that silly 3-inning save. Get a save in a 12-run game.
Hey, that's not a bad thing. Come on.
I'm sure there's a sillier stat in all of sports than the 3-inning save. Really just saved the bullpen. You really saved the game. Game not really in question here. The Angels enjoying this one. You got to enjoy these while you get them.
Yes. Especially
against the A's, a team that the Angels play a lot of close games with.
You go back to 2002, it's amazing how many close games, how many 1-run, 1 or 2-run games, how close the win-loss records are. It's unreal.
3 balls, no strikes on Esteuri Ruiz as Davidson pumps one in. A little bit of a laugher here today as the Angels put up an 11-run inning. There's ball 4, and now quick word from TaxAct.
When you file with TaxAct, live help is easy.
Nice day here in Oakland. Beautiful sunny Saturday afternoon as Aledmys Diaz bats. He's 1 for 3 with a base hit. One more game here tomorrow. Another 1 o'clock start tomorrow afternoon. And then the Halos head to Seattle. Angels and Mariners Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. It'll be Tyler Anderson tomorrow against Ken Waldichuk. A couple of left-handers. Waldichuk made some starts last season. We'll see Anderson's Angels debut tomorrow.
Really looking forward to that one too. I've been really impressed with Tyler Anderson, how he throws that changeup so good, his cutter, that deceptive delivery. Nice pitch there too for Tucker Davidson, not messing around, finish off batter with 3 pitches.
Aledmys Diaz strikes out. That's the second punch out for Davidson.
Anticipating his slider, got a fastball, perfect spot. Outside corner at the knees at 92.
Brings up Seth Brown. Brown has some power. 25 home runs last year. Some speed too. He stole 11 bases. So guy could do a little bit of both. A's have a lefty up in their bullpen. As Brown hits a fly ball to left center. Phillips fights the sun. He's there and gives away to the left fielder Taylor Ward to end the inning. So Tucker Davidson 3 scoreless out of the bullpen. A big lead for the Angels. Local Southern California Cadillac dealers. Shohei Ohtani made his first major league start on the mound here in Oakland 5 years ago today. It was April 1st, 2018. Trying to get the Cup Snake going here at the Coliseum. Helps with cleanup too after the game. That might be the cleaning crew hired by the A's. Or at least volunteer work. Top of the 9th here in Oakland as the Angels will face Sam Moll, who put together a pretty decent rookie year on the bullpen last year, at a 2.91 ERA in 53 games. Left-hander faces Jake Lamb. Lamb at a 2-run single. The Angels 11-run third inning. All out of the University of Memphis. And one of his first 2 major league victories against the Angels last year. It's actually his first big league win that he got May 20th in Anaheim. As Mole worked a scoreless inning and had 3 strikeouts. He really got off to a good start last year. Carried an ERA in the 1s until the end of June. And got back into the 1s again before his ERA ended up just under 3 for the end of the regular season. Lamb trying to hold his swing. And he did. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Houston won again today, taking 2 out of 3 from the White Sox to start their series as the defending champions. One goes to the backstop.
Here's all the ring ceremony. Everyone's goal at the end of the year be the last team standing.
That's the goal, certainly so. Dusty Baker getting his first ring as a champion manager. Had some as a player when he played for the Dodgers. There's ball 4 to Lamb. Dusty finally won the big one as a manager. A guy who's won over 2,000 games as a big league manager, finally getting that first championship. Join your Angels for every Saturday night home game and stay to enjoy a post-game Saturday night fireworks show driven by your helpful SoCal Honda dealers. Visit angels.com/promotions for more details. Here's Rengifo batting right-handed against the lefty Mole after the leadoff walk to Lamb. Ground ball could be 2, should be 2, and it is off the bat of Rengifo, a double play.
A few of those today, 3 of them total.
A couple turned by the Angels. Esteury Ruiz hit into 1 to end the 3rd inning, and Brent Rooker in the 6th. That's the first time the Angels have hit into a double play. Cardinals had a no-hitter going into the 7th or 8th inning of their game against the Blue Jays today.
A combined no-hitter going.
Jack Flaherty started that game. He walked 7 and only lasted 5 innings. That's the one way to not give up a hit, just to walk everybody.
Yeah, effectively wild.
Drew Verhagen allowed no hits as well in his inning, and then Andre Palante finally gave up the first hit. Urshela with a bouncer. Kemp behind second base. Bobbles, recovers, and throws out Urshela to end the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 9th. Angels up by 12. The Navigator relived the Angels' 11-run 3rd inning, which is putting them in position to earn their first win. And that guy's got the same moves.
Yes.
As Shohei. Better not get hurt.
Is that air drumming?
Yeah, it's a good point to be made here as we reach the bottom of the 9th inning. This game has long been decided. I mean, 11 runs were scored in the 3rd inning. This crowd of 15,757 today here at the Coliseum. Most of them still in the ballpark and staying to the end, even though this game's long been over, just to soak up their time here at the ballpark in what has been another quick moving game.
Yeah, right now, what are you, about 2 hours and 15 minutes? It's incredible for this type of score.
It's really,
and that's why you see the fans still here.
They want to see the end of this game and just be here for the entirety of the game, which is something you're able to do. Looks like Ryan Noda's been given a pitch clock violation here, so that's going to make the count 0-2 on Noda. This is the first major league at bat for Noda. Showed some power in the minor leagues. Noda on Thursday was wearing an MLB debut patch on his jersey. Fujinami had it on his today, making his major league debut. Apparently Fanatics and Topps are getting together to make baseball cards out of everybody's major league debut.
Wow, that's cool.
So they're going to take that patch off the jersey and make baseball cards out of it. to signify a player's big league debut. So that's why anybody who's making their major league debut this year will have that patch on their jersey. Nota's not wearing it today because he made his debut the other night. Well, this is his first major league at bat, and it ends with a strikeout as Tucker Davidson punches him out. So one away. Speaking of fanatics, suit up this season at MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of authentic caps, t-shirts, collectibles, and more. Gear up with your Angels at MLBshop.com. That's a great workout. He looks tired now.
Yes.
Whose jersey is that? 63 Perez?
Maybe Carlos Perez, former Angel.
I don't know. He's going to take a break now. take a deep breath.
Yes.
This is Carlos Perez at the plate right here, batting for the first time in place of Brent Rooker. There's a line drive to right center and a base hit for Perez. Have a man on here in the bottom of the ninth. Tucker Davidson at 35 pitches now. This is his fourth inning of work. I don't see any evidence that an Oakland A ever wore the number 63. So maybe it's just made that up. Could get a custom jersey. Dallas Braden wore 63 in 2007.
Well, that's a good information you got on that one.
There you go. Even in a quicker game, it's still 13-1.
Yes.
Angels have somebody up in their bullpen. It's Jose Quijada. Could get an opportunity to pitch. I would think that at this point, Phil Nevin has got a number in his mind of how many pitches he'll allow Tucker Davidson to reach. There's one thing between getting work and then crossing the line over into overextending yourself when you really might need to pitch in another spot in a couple days or so. Connor Capel is the batter here. Slicing line drive to left, and that's a base hit for Capel. So back-to-back hits. The A's have 2 on, and Tucker Davidson's dream of a 3-inning save here, or a 4-inning save in this case, might be hitting the wall.
Well, he just sees that ground ball double play.
There you go. Batter now is Shea Langolier, certainly capable of hitting into a double play. Oakland's hit into a couple today to end some innings. Davidson has been on since the 6th when he came in relief of Patrick Sandoval to pitch the first 5 innings. And there's the Cup Snake. It's making its way out in front of us here. We got two Cup Snakes. A couple of guys walking them around proudly to a nice ovation up here near the press box. How good for them.
Yes. Staying involved.
Bouncing ball to third. Urshela takes it to the bag, throws it across. Say goodnight to the A's. The Angels have their first win of 2023. They have defeated the Oakland A's today 13-1. It was an 11-run third inning that busted this game wide open, and the Angels enjoy win number 1 for Phil Nevin's group here in 2023. 4-inning save for Tucker Davidson. He got that ground ball double play that he needed to soak up the save, which I would imagine is the first of his major league career. We'll have to double check, but I don't see any reason why it wouldn't have been. Could be a good day overall for the Angels. They got everything they needed to put this one behind them early.
You know, that big third inning, 11 runs were just the approaches to the plate were so consistent. The timing, getting that foot down, getting that swing through, and it's against a very good pitcher who had been dominant the first 2 innings. Fujinami was really, really good with his splitter and fastball, but then the patience worked to Walker and Hefo with 2 walks in the inning. But also, Taylor Ward showing the pop in that inning. 11-run inning for the Halos.
Taylor Ward with the first home run of the year. Shohei Ohtani contributing to the offense as well. A couple of RBIs and a run scored in this one. Really, everybody in the Angels lineup produced today as the Angels ripped the A's 13-1 here at the Oakland Coliseum. Taylor Ward had 4 RBIs, hit the first homer of the year for the Angels, and now he gets to enjoy an interview with Erica Weston.
Wayne Taylor, really nice game for you today, but your home run, the first for the Halos of the season, your first one as well, was really the capper of that big inning. How much did you guys want to come out with a big offensive performance like that to really put the other night in the rearview mirror?
Yeah, that's exactly what we wanted to do. Get off to a hot start and just keep it going. Good to see Sandy do his thing, Tuck do his thing, so it's going to be good for us moving forward for tomorrow.
Your swing and your timing in spring training really looked locked in. Does it feel even more so right now?
Yeah, just trying to get better every day with that. Swing good pitches and be on time. That's going to be the best thing for me, and just keep it simple.
We know how well you command the strike zone. This lineup this year is so balanced, though. You've got guys hit with power at the bottom of the lineup. Gio Urshela has done nothing but get on base in these first 2 games. What is it like having him in the lineup, and what does he do to the lineup?
Oh, yeah, I think he just really helps on the backside of our lineup. It's cool to see him get off to a hot start, and it's been really fun to play behind him with his defense too. So really happy to have him and Drury, and just want to keep this thing rolling.
Happy to have that first W. Thanks for the time. Nice job.
Absolutely.
All right, guys.
Erica, thank you very much. Taylor Ward helping the Angels get win number 1. Patrick Sandoval, the winning pitcher. Taylor Ward, as the Angels win it 13-1 against the A's here this afternoon. An 11-run inning always helps. The Halos are now 1-1. For Mark Ubiza and Erica Weston, I'm Wayne Randazzo. Angels Live postgame show coming up.